Hello. Sunday today. Sunday I think it's the 21st. It's a blooming lovely day. I think it's the last of the dry days. We've had a couple of dry days in a row. And this is the last one. It's due to rain again tomorrow. So none of my ground's fit enough to travel on, unfortunately. So we're going to go and see if we can take a bit of glass out of the greenhouse. So that's what's going to happen today. I'll go back to the greenhouse, take my trailer and see what we can get done today. Here we are again. Try and get some of these roof sheets off on my own today, so it's going to be a fair bit slower. Fail. Turns out I can't really take it down on my own. The vent pieces, the big pieces of vent, the frames are too heavy to lift, because you have to sort of lift them up to vertical, and then like they like unclip, but you really need two people to lift them off. My little brother was going to come down and give me a hand, but he's too busy at work, so I've had to abandon the job. Can't really do much on my own. Took a couple of pieces of glass out, but unfortunately you've got to take the vents out as you go along. You can't just leave them in, so never mind, we'll have to come back another day. So I have found my roller. A friend of mine pointed it out. It's in a different field. I had no idea I'd left it in there, but I must have left it in there. But I couldn't have left it in a worse place, because it's probably my wettest field, and there's probably bits of ground that, like, you know, we've had a couple of dry days, another dry day like tomorrow would maybe roll, might be able to roll bits, but the field where the roller is, and it's like on the other side of the field, is like a bog. It's like walking through a bog. So I don't know. Gonna make it. I might just have to go and try and drag my roller out, but I might go and have a look now and just see whether I looked 2 days ago, but it hasn't rained for 2 days, so I might just see whether it's dried, because it's forecast rain tomorrow. So it might be worth just going and dragging it out, taking it to where I want it. But we'll have to go and have a look. So yeah, there's a load of silaging going on around here. I've passed one chap with a forage wagon, and I've passed a silaging gang with a chopper. So like there's like where I am now, it's just like it's all sandstone. The fields have got horses in that they've had horses in all winter, and they're not even scratched the ground. It's like I'm only about 3 miles from home, but it's like I'm in a different country. So yeah, I mean, it seems pretty early to me, you know, like 20 something of April, 21st of April to be cutting silage. But yeah, I suppose if these dairy lads want to try and get 5 cuts or whatever, then stuff is growing, and because we've had a long winter, nothing was grazed off tight at the back end really because it was so wet. So yeah, there will be a bit of grass about, especially if you've these dry fields where people have got on to spread fertiliser like a couple of weeks ago or a month ago. Then yeah, I suppose there's grass to cut, but yeah, if I job to walk across any of my fields, never mind driving round. So just driving past where he's been picking grass up with a forage wagon, and yeah, there's a couple of big ruts in there, big mess. There's a lot of mud on the road, so yeah, you think people are getting on, they're not. I don't think anyone's really enjoying the job. It's not plain sailing, is it? There might be bits of ground that are dry, but it's not all dry. You struggle to find a single field around here that's even a dry field that doesn't have at least one wet spot in it somewhere. Here's my roller, my old nail. Yeah, it's a bit wet. I don't know whether you can hear the squelching. I mean, I think I'd get in here and I'd probably get out, but it's going to leave a mess. It's a bit of some doggy old grass that never gets grazed because it's not allowed to graze this field with sheep, so. And it always gets wet at the back end to get the last cut off it, so it ends up sitting all winter and then it goes dead and horrible. So your first cut's never very good quality, and it was too wet to get muck on, so it's very lacking in nutrient. But anyway, I don't know whether to bring the tractor down or not. Yeah, I thought I'm just going to put this box back on this trailer now, because I'm going to have to go and move my sheep at some point. They've been on where they're on probably long enough, although I haven't checked them, but I might do it later on today. So yeah, I got this off. This is the little motor that opens the vent to the greenhouse. No idea what I'm going to do with it, but yeah, I managed to get that off. That was about all I did. It took about 4 or 5 sheets of glass off. So that one's putting away in the dry somewhere. And then I've just finally finished the first cut bales. So what I was thinking of doing, I want to get that hedge cut back before it grows any more, because it's going to be pretty tough to cut as it is. So I just want to tidy it up. So I thought I could try. I was going to maybe have a go just sharpening up some of the very knackered flails on the hedge cutter, and then just see what it cuts like as a bit of an experiment. So yeah, unfortunately where my second cut bales are, they're only on soil, and I'm just paranoid it's just going to get very muddy driving on and off with the loader. So seeing as it's dry now, I thought I might just take that trailer and just grab a trailer load of them with the tractor loader, and so if it does come wet, I'm not going to be making a mess going and fetching one at a time every day. This lot want a bale now. Look at this yard, it's almost dusty. Quite exciting, really. Well, I think we can agree that trying to do something to save time and mess doesn't always work, because I've just wasted a load of time and created a load more mess. So. Happy days! Oh, I think this trailer foot needs some modifications as well. And I've just remembered why I don't use this trailer for moving silage about. Right, I've just spent, I don't know, a quarter of an hour sharpening some of these flails, and what I've decided is most of them are knackered. I would say there's maybe, it wants probably half a set. Ones like that I think are not too bad. They're not far new, and then compare it to that one. I've put a bit of an edge on that, but it's a lot shorter. That's probably not far off new, that one. So, and there's quite a lot of very stubby ones, and they seem to wear more on one side. So yeah, it probably wants half a set, or at least a third of a set. But anyway, we'll see if it makes any difference. I just want to cut this bit of hedge before it gets out of control. And before anyone says, I'm not going cutting field hedges or anything like that. I'm just cutting about 10 yards of hedge that's in the middle of the yard, so I don't think there's any birds in it. Because it never got cut last year. I cut it 2 years ago before I put the bales there, and then I didn't get around to doing it last year, so it's got a bit too big. And I'm just going to change this filter before I forget. Well, the short answer is it still cuts pretty badly. I don't know. I don't know whether it's any certainly no worse. But just where there's like 2 years growth and it's quite thick in places, you have to go over it sort of 3 or 4 times to get it, and it still doesn't look tidy. But I don't know. I don't have a lot of experience with a good one, but I see people ploughing along 2 years growth of hedges down here at twice the speed and cuts twice as good as that with like newish McConnell ones. So whether it's the type of flail or the speed of the flail, I don't know. But anyway, it's done now. First egg from the pullets. Happy days. They normally would just start laying around about now, so that's worked out alright. Just topping up their food. And then I need to fill up some of the other bins. So. Yeah, we've had a bit of... Dan couldn't figure out... Dan's still been working on this computer, even though he's away on his travels, but he thinks he might have figured it out now. It's a problem with the time. Some of the programs within the program are running on different time zones, so it's confusing itself and it keeps just jamming. So when the program actually runs, it runs through fine. It'll do a day, and it'll turn the water off, drain the water out, and turn it back on in the morning. And then once it comes to the end of its sequence, it seemed to jam, so it would never do 2 days in a row without us restarting it. So anyway, he's had a play with it this morning remotely, so I'm hoping it'll be alright now. It's just about the lights are just about to go off in the next about a quarter of an hour, so I'll get to see whether it dumps the water. It should dump the water out, whatever's left of the water out, when the lights go off. So yeah, so anyway, I'll end the video here. It's been a bit of a naff video. I don't even know what's in this video really, but it's been a nice day today. We were forecast a rainy day, and it's literally just started drizzling now. It's what, 6-7 o'clock in the evening. Other than that, we've had nothing. It's been another dry day. So I did go down and try and rescue me roller, but I got maybe 4 or 5 yards before it completely bogged in, and I had to drop it, and I almost didn't get out of the field, to be honest, without the roller. So my god, I don't know when the hell I'm going to get me roller. You almost need a winch to pull it from the other side of the field. But it's not even rolling, it's just bulldozing. It's because the top, like, I'm not even joking, the top foot of the soil in that field is just like a sponge. So yeah, I don't know. It's annoying because I've probably got my driest field would probably roll. I had to walk across it just before I went to get the roller, and that's dry enough to roll on a bank. So I don't know. It's just gonna have to be patient, I think. I'm waiting for a fella. I will need to get some fertiliser ordered just so I've got it ready. I'm waiting for someone to ring me back. He hasn't rung me back today. So yeah, apart from that, there's not a huge amount going on. So I'll call it a day and finish off my jobs. So. No footage off Dan. Hopefully he'll send us some cycling footage from some. He's made it to France anyway. He's set off across. He's out into the southern France countryside. So did his little spell in Holland. So he's on the move now on his bike. So yeah, hopefully we'll get something from him. But yeah, anyway, thanks for watching, and in the next video I'll talk a bit more. I've been thinking for a couple of weeks now about this greenhouse I've been taking down, and the more I think about it, the more I'm thinking that I'm tempted to maybe build a new packing shed. This grotty old thing we bought just as like basically a temporary thing just to get us going like 10 years ago, and it's still here, and it's just not really anywhere near big enough. So I'm sort of thinking of maybe putting one bay, because this is like a container, so it's 20 foot by 8 foot wide. So I'm thinking in its place I could put one bay, 3 bays long, which will give me 30 foot by 10 foot of this greenhouse frame, and just maybe clad it out with some like insulated wall cladding, and then we'll obviously have to put a concrete floor in it and a cladded roof. But the more I think about it, the more I'm really liking the idea, because it'll mean that I might be able to add some bits to the grader, or maybe even get a bigger grader to just speed up the egg processing job. I can't do anything at the moment because I've got no space. I need more room to be able to have any sort of have an unloading table on my grader. So anyway, I'll talk about it a bit more when I'm still thinking about it. I'm still trying to plan it, but basically it would go in where this is, but it would start in the same place and go further up. It'd probably go 10 foot further up there, and then I thought maybe I could put another bay on with just a glass roof, open sides, which would come out to like here where I'm stood, so I could park the van under it, and then I can load eggs into the van without having, if it's raining, without getting wet. So that'd be a good use for the greenhouse anyway. Well, some of it, 6 bays out of 10. So anyway, that's my thoughts. But I've got to get it down first. I can't get it down until I've got someone to give me a hand, because the blooming vents are too heavy to lift down on your own, which is really annoying because I want to get on. But anyway, thanks for watching. Sorry for rambling, and I'll see you in the next one.